Hi everyone, it's Diane. Welcome back to my channel, Scrapbooking Creations. Today I'm going to be sharing some layouts from the As You Grow collection by Close to My Heart. We're using the sticker sheets, the Picture My Life cards, and the papers I'm focusing on today are this plaid, the wood grain, this glacier pattern one, and the oh, my computer hates that. There we go. The shortbread gingham one. The colors I use today, because I'm still waiting on my order, roseberry, shortbread, mulberry, and this one right here is called eggplant. It is a retired color, but it felt right to use it because one, it's retired, I'm using up some of my stash, and two, I had it and I don't have the other paper I wanted to use. So that is where that came from. Okay, first layout would be the 7-month divider and 7th month page, and the title on it is Little Darlings. Okay, I did use Kraft 8.5 by 11 1/4 and 9.5 by 11 1/2 as the background. Then I cut shortbread gingham to 9 1/4 by 11 1/4, 8 1/4 by 11. So there was just a slight border around it of the Kraft. This star background piece is a die cut. I want to say it's from Artbooking. It's from Artbooking. I will notate that down below. I did not notate that already. I just notated there was a die cut. I will also put the cut file link below. So if you do have Artbooking, you could easily recut this if you wanted to and resize it. So the die cut on this side is 8 1/4 by 11, and the die cut on this side is 9 1/4 by 11 1/4. And it fits perfectly over this. Now I will tell you, getting this onto this paper was not easy. It wasn't easy at all. I have not figured out a really good way because I put adhesive around the outside and on each layer or level or string. Both times I put them down, which was only 2, of course, I messed up. And so what I did is I cut 1/4 of an inch by basically 12 and then layered the sides here and then the bottoms and the tops. And I did that on all the pages. There is, let's see, 8 3x4 Kraft photo mats. The pocket is in Rosemary Dark, 6x6, cut with the zigzag top. It is a die cut as well from the Artbooking section. Okay, and then all the stars were cut, and I used rosemary, mulberry, shortbread, harbor, and retired eggplant. Because of altering this for the sizes I needed, the stars came out a little wonky. And so what I did is I trimmed where I needed to. What I probably should have done was just trim at the top of each of these lines where the star started and take them all off, but I didn't. I did have to trim a few where you would see them, but then I covered all of them with stars. So shortbread stars over some shortbread, mulberry, rosemary, harbor, and the eggplant. And I did that on both sides. I added some extra stars over here. I did add a small strip. It's a 1/8 by 6 strip of shortbread right here. It is the light side. I think I marked it the dark side, and I will fix that. And then the card I did in shortbread. And I just kept it simple. So I did the shortbread Kraft for the card, 6x8, scored at 4. I did shortbread gingham. I did 3 of those, 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. I decorated it with the same stars. I had done a pocket that had stars right here, and it was too small, so I had some leftover rosemary stars. That's where that one came from. But I just kept it simple with the stars. I really liked it, and then I tried to bring in a little feminine by putting in the colored stars that were more pinks. And this one has to go in a little more carefully because it does have these lines behind it. But I think it turned out pretty good. It looks like I need to put a little adhesive back behind here. The background, I didn't glue it down until after I had put the photo mats down, and so I'm going back and having to add a little. This one looks pretty secure, but right here I had to add some adhesive here. I'll have to add some right here. So just note when you're messing with this stuff that glue down your stars or cut them off and then do the other. I did pop some of these stars. I'm not sure how long that's going to last. I've already had some times where the edges are kind of catching. So I might have to flatten all of the stars just on the pocket page. The other one I could leave popped because it'll be in a page protector. I did use the little darling sticker up there, the 7 sticker, and then the months is the same one from before. The wood grain piece right here is from Rustic Signs. And then the twine is my May Arts twine. Again, I've used that on all of the pages now. And the little brads are my leftover brown, or I guess it would be espresso, little metal brads that are from Stampin' Up! Days. So they're just metal little brad tops. And they're glue dotted on. Okay, so the second page I'm calling Precious. Isn't that precious? And it is for 8 months. I went with this paper and I had a lot of fun with it. I really love this paper. Honestly, I don't think you could go wrong buying this and doing everything in this paper. So I backed it all on rosemary. Again, rosemary is not listed on there as a paper that it coordinates with, but I think it does a beautiful job. I did dark rosemary, 9.5 by 11.5, 8.5 by 11 1/4. Sorry about that, dark. The plaid pattern paper is 6 by 9.5 and 6 by 8.5. And I just kind of lined this up where I thought it would kind of line up and then just continued it on. These are zip strips from one of the pages, and I used my scallop punch on it. So for this tighter one, because I wanted a smaller one, I backed it up to this base right here. Backed it up right here and punched it. For the one that I wanted longer, I used this as my guide point, this little line right there. So it gave me 2 different sizes of the scallop for 2 different looks. And I think it looked really good because I liked having just a little bit up here and I liked having a little more down here at the bottom. The pocket, I just hand cut that 6 by 6 and then I used the scallop punch at the top. I had these little strips left over from where I cut this with the punch, and so I put them here. They're just cut probably about 1/8, maybe a little bit bigger, and by 6. And we have, let's see, on this one, the photo mats. Oh, Rosemary Light is behind this one, and I didn't tell you the size of these. I'm so sorry. Rosemary Glacier pattern paper, 3 by 10.5 and 3 by 11. And Rosemary Light, 3 1/4 by 10 3/4 and 3 1/4 by 11 1/4. So it's just a faint border on it. It is in the lighter side, as you can see right there. The photo mats, I used wood grain paper. That's where the wood grain came in. Let me grab one of them. And I did them in 2 different versions. So this one is not one I would have used. This one is not one I would have used. They would have all been this way. I kept them all going the same way. So this one and this one's here. This one right here was cut with this stripe as well. So all of it is consistent. All the stripes are going horizontal. Okay. This right here is stickers from the sticker sheet. There's a little grasshopper. I did fussy cut that, and then 3 little mushrooms. There was mushrooms on this pattern paper, and so I just kind of overlaid them over that, so it looked like there was kind of more of a mushroom cluster clump. Fussy cut the little snail here, put this little precious sticker there, and the butterfly. Much easier to see in person. It still is pretty busy, so you kind of get lost, but it's a nice little hidden little snail right there. These little butterflies right here are from the Picture My Life card. This is from the Picture My Life card. I did cut that. It's the same one that we had used on another layout. It had a branch that went off here, and I did remove that. I just kept the 2. And I thought it looked really cute with the sign. These are adhered right here with glue dots because I wanted to give them a little bit of depth, but not too much. And this is just glued on where these are popped. This is popped. These are flat. The card for this one, I use the Picture My Life cards. I love this little card. The first one I did, I actually had put it in here and then realized I didn't want it there. I wanted it here, so it completely ripped. But I did go in and I cut around the mushrooms so that a picture could go in there and could slide down. It also has the little card right there. It has wood grain right behind it. And then this Picture My Life card, I just cut around everything. I don't believe I have another one of those. I think I used it someplace else. And so I just cut around the border. It didn't really fit, and I really liked how this looked. And then I just, it just butted up to here, which was nice. There was a little bit of words up here. I don't honestly remember what those words were. Let me double check because I might still have that card. I don't remember using that someplace else. Oh, yep, I have it. Okay. So it says on the day you were born. Well, since I'm really past all that, I don't need that, but this little bit is down into this. So I just covered that up here and just fussy cut around that. I was planning to use that here, but the fact that the stump is cut there, I didn't think it would look nice. So I didn't. That's where my mind was, is I thought I had used it, but I didn't. This down here was another Picture My Life card that I just cut that off and put that there. And then we have the wood grain paper as well. So nice little card. Fits right, of course, into the little pocket for all the little details. Such a fun little layout today. I love this one. This is another one of my favorites, but anytime I use this paper together, I absolutely love it. Tomorrow, let me look here. I think I'm going to be traipsing back into the floral realm because I have more of this. I don't think I'm going to use this at all in here, but I shouldn't say I'm not going to use it at all. The other paper I'm looking at with that one, let me see here. Which one was it? I don't remember. I wonder if this would look good with it. Nah, not loving that. I've got this all back in its plastic, so let me pull that out. And let's see here. So I'm not loving that one. I don't know. And that looks kind of cute. This is something that could, maybe the wood grain again with that one. Let's see here. Not loving that. And the blue kind of goes with that. Not sure, not feeling it either. I think I used this before. Maybe I'll go back into these dots, but I won't use as much as I used the other day. And then I've got these. Such fun papers, though. So tomorrow is what, 9 and 10 months. So we are getting close to the end of the month. We have 2 more videos on months. And then after that, just a couple more pages for the beginning of the book and a closing page. And this book is wrapped up. I'm really excited. I did talk to my daughter today about some of it. And she's wanting to redo her daughter's baby book. And I don't believe she started her son's, my grandson's. So, and I've kind of left those up to her because she does scrapbook sometimes, but she's just running out of time. So I might take on the fun task of doing my grandkids, the rest of my grandkids' books. And if I do that, I'll be able to share more baby book layouts, which will be fun. And those I'll actually have pictures for because Lizzie has taken lots of pictures. Allie has lots of pictures, but she just hasn't gotten them to me. Lizzie actually has them printed. So that'll be fun. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come play today. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you would love to see more of my videos. Leave a comment. I always appreciate those, and I try to get back as soon as possible on those. And have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.